Hey everybody, Chris Curtis here with Rockwall ISD. We hope you're all staying safe during this time. We have some exciting news to talk about, though, here today. We would like to introduce you to the fourth head coach since the year 2000 for your Rockwall Yellow Jacket football program. It is none other than Trey Brooks of Rockwall High School. He, of course, was the offensive coordinator the last several seasons for your Rockwall Yellow Jackets. And first and foremost, Coach, what was your reaction like when you got the phone call that you are the next head man for Rockwall football?
Oh, it was nothing but excitement, Chris. I can't tell you how much this opportunity means to me and my family. It's just been such a special place to us, and we just have such a great group of kids, and we got an unbelievable coaching staff, and just a group that gets the most out of everything that they do, and got incredible administration, and on top of all that, just such a great community. The support has been unbelievable. And so, getting that phone call, it's just excitement. I can't even hardly put it into words.
Absolutely. Now, I had to wear the Dapper jacket today because you have to wear it for the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk, which was produced on Dave Campbell's, the coordinator of the year for 2019. That's for the entire state of Texas. That's a pretty big accomplishment. Talk about your reaction to that when you heard that over the winter break.
Oh, it meant a lot. The first thing was it was just great to be nominated. The other coaches on that list, just some incredible coaches, and so it meant a lot to me to get nominated. And the next thing was just seeing the community support from our school and our community, just in going out and voting. It meant a ton to me, beyond just the award, but just to see the support from the community. That was pretty amazing.
Absolutely, and obviously it's a strange time of year right now with not being in school. First and foremost, talk about how you and your family are doing during this time.
Oh, we're hanging in there. It's been a balance, like I'm sure it is for anybody. My wife and I being here, we have my wife Carly and I have twin 7-year-old boys, so we have spent equal amount of time teaching second grade as we have doing our own jobs. And so at times I feel more like a second grade teacher than I do a high school football coach, but that's okay. We really have enjoyed the family time, enjoyed being able to get outside. It has been a blessing in a lot of ways, just the time that we've had here together, that we wouldn't normally have had. And so really enjoyed the time here at home. But keeping two second graders busy can be a full-time job in itself.
Absolutely, you mentioned your wife and two second graders. Kind of introduce the new Rockwall Royal football family here for the
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets.
Well, my wife Carly and I have been married for 11 years. We actually met each other back in college at Texas A&M. My sons Case and Cannon, like I said, they're twin 7-year-olds. Actually got a birthday coming up soon in May on the 6th. But we're blessed to have them, and they keep us busy, and they are right in the middle of sports. Baseball, they love baseball, football, basketball, they love it all, and we want them to be involved as possible. And they're loving some Rockwall football right now. Some of their biggest idols are Rockwall football players, and so they're just as excited as I am about this opportunity.
Absolutely, and for all the Aggie fans out there, there is now an Aggie member leading the way for your Rockwall Yellow Jackets. So a lot of excited Aggie fans, along with Rockwall Yellow Jacket fans as well. Kind of talk a little bit about your relationship with Coach Webb. Obviously, you guys go way back, have a great relationship in place. Obviously, shocking news that he was leaving Rockwall, but talk about the relationship and how he has been a mentor for you to be able to take over this position here at Rockwall.
Coach Webb hired me as a young, inexperienced coach, right out of the middle school level, and I've had the opportunity to work for him for the past 12 years, and it's been incredible. A lot of what I am as a coach and as a person, I owe to him, and he has been a great mentor. I appreciate so much where he has left this program, and I know he said it, but I'll say it again. He has left this Rockwall football program better than it was when he started, and I appreciate that so much, and appreciate the opportunities that he has afforded me, and I just look forward to continuing to build that.
Absolutely. And you talk about what this program has been able to make happen over the last 7 years. 7 straight playoff appearances, 7 straight bi-district championships. Of course, last year the most exciting of all, getting to the state semifinals against Duncanville. Kind of talk about what last year meant for this Rockwall team to see them now going forward here in 2020.
Oh, it was incredible. It was an incredible run that we were able to go on and just experience with such a great group of kids and such a great group of coaches. You spend 5 extra weeks together beyond the regular season, and you really, really get to know each other really well. And I just enjoyed every minute of it. It was such a great run. I mentioned this earlier, but something that was just incredible to me was just the community support, and just to see um, game after game as we went deeper, just seeing the stands full of orange, and just seeing the support, being able to stand on the courthouse steps and just have hundreds of people supporting us. It was incredible. And it's all experiences that I know none of us will ever forget. And I'm so grateful for those experiences and those opportunities. And we have a great group of people to experience that with. And I think more than anything that I've ever experienced, Rockwall is like a family. It's a big family, and that's across all sports, and that's across the entire community. And I think last year during that run showed that more than ever.
Absolutely. And during those past 7 seasons, Rockwall went 60-29, which is a great record compared to where they were, going back earlier in the 2000s and early teens of that nature. Talk about how you hope to take that progress from 2019 and the past 7 seasons and move it forward into the future here. Now that Rockwall is not just another football team, they're a team that's expected to be great.
Well, we just want to continue to build. The program has gotten to a place where it is one of the top programs in the state of Texas, and there is just a certain amount of confidence and a certain amount of swagger that you can feel within our players and our coaching staff when we take the field. And I think it's because there is an expectation, no matter who our opponent is, we expect to win. So we're going to continue to expect to win every game that we step on the field. We're gonna continue to expect to win playoff games and make deep runs in the playoffs, and we're gonna continue to expect to compete for championships. That's really the final frontier for this program, is to win a state championship, and we're going to continue for that to be our expectation, and that really to be our barometer. Is what we are doing good enough to win a state championship? And if it's not, then let's change what we're doing and continue to measure ourselves in that way. But the program is it's in a great place, and I'm just really, really excited about continuing to grow that and grow the expectation.
Absolutely. And you talking about you in general. You obviously led the offense last year. Just spitting some numbers at you here: 301 average in receiving. Of course, a lot of that was not known to a statewide MVP named Jackson Smith. No big deal there though. That did help. 176 yards rushing. That included losing your number one rusher in Zach Henry last year, and 92 total touchdowns. Talk about your creativity and how you kind of put your handprint here on this offense. The last couple of years, and how you plan to do that here going forward now as the head man.
As an offense, I think one of the biggest pride points for us is playing to our strengths and getting the absolute most out of every single player that we have. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to play to our strengths. And we're going to put our kids in the best possible situations to be successful. And I just think that, over the years and during my time as an offensive coordinator, it's looked different in different years. But I think the thing that has stayed the same is that we have continued to put our kids in the best possible situation to be successful. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to get the most out of every single kid that we have, and we're going to get the most out of our coaching staff. And like I said earlier, I'm blessed to have an incredible coaching staff, and it's exciting, and we're going to continue to grow as an offense also.
Absolutely. One of those keys that you're going to lose a lot from 2019, but one of those keys, the ignition, is still coming back. And a benefit, he's only a junior. Your quarterback, Braden Locke, 4,305 yards with 52 touchdowns as a sophomore. That's pretty darn impressive for Braden. Talk about having him on your team here the next 2 seasons.
We're excited, really excited about having Braden back. Obviously, he and I have a great relationship, and um, as I do with everybody on the offense, but it's a special connection between a quarterback coach and his quarterback, and we have that special connection. And really, really excited about having him back, running the offense, and I expect him to just continue to grow and continue to get better.
And I don't know how much you've looked into the youth of this team as far as the freshmen and JV. They've obviously had solid seasons last year. Talk about what you noticed from them, seeing that rise of athletes coming up here, even those that were in eighth grade that might have potential to be freshmen on your team. Talk about the youth movement here at Rockwall High School.
Oh, absolutely. I've spent a lot of time looking at the youth, and we have been very, very successful on our sub varsity levels. eh, like you said, our freshman team 10-0 last year, 9-1 the year before. Both our freshman and JV teams and our sophomore team all won district last year. So, like you said, the youth of our team is really, really exciting. I'm already just looking into kind of putting that puzzle together and how that's going to work. And we have some really, really exciting players coming up within our system, even at the middle school level. Looking all the way down there, it's exciting just to look at the future of Rockwall. And I know that those young players are going to fit together with the upperclassmen, and it's going to be a fun puzzle to put together.
Absolutely. And you kind of talk about putting this puzzle together. Obviously, with COVID-19, it's kind of put a lot of things in the damper right now. We're obviously going to be preparing for a spring game here if things were normal here in the next month and you getting your team together and whatnot. How are you preparing now? And once you get going here, how are you going to prepare getting your athletes ready for a potential fall football season here?
Well, I think, right now, the first thing is that our coaches have done a great job, really across all sports, at reaching out to our kids and staying connected. And I think right now, more than anything, it's about staying connected with our kids, especially the longer we go through this process. It's about staying connected with them. I know that this situation and the circumstances are different for everybody. We're all at home and we're all staying here, but everybody's in a different situation. And so just staying connected with our kids, offering them opportunities to continue to stay in shape and to continue to stay active. Um, and like I said, just staying connected with them and making sure that we're encouraging them. At some point, hopefully in the near future, we're all going to be back together again, and we're excited about that. But the big thing that we're talking to our guys right now about is that what condition are you going to be in when we do get back? And so we're going to continue to meet with our kids and reach out to them very soon. Now, moving into this new role, we're going to be meeting as an offensive and defensive staff, meeting as position groups within our offense and defense. And like I said, just continuing to connect with our kids in as many ways as possible. And our coaches have done a great job of doing that so far.
Obviously we don't know what the future holds, whether we could be back in a month and 2 months, 3 months, who knows what's going to happen. But do you kind of prepare as far as what could be looking at this summer as far as getting kids together, working out? I know there's UIL limits that we'll all learn as well as we go here, but kind of talk about what you're learning as we go throughout this process.
Oh, absolutely. When we're allowed to go back and be back together, we are um, going to continue the process like we normally would. Obviously, it's going to be a sped up process, and our summer strength and conditioning is going to be huge, and it's going to play a key role for us. We are allowed summer skills session with our kids. It's something that started last summer, and so we're going to take full advantage of that time. I know everybody's in the same situation that we're in here at Rockwall, but we are going to take full advantage of any time that we're given, and make up for any ground that we've lost up to this point.
Absolutely. And I got to ask you, as far as 2020 goes, there's a brand new district that Rockwell will be in. Of course, you lose Longview, you add Skyline to the mix. Kind of talk a little bit about what the district's going to look like here as far as 2020 goes, as long as we still kick off here in August.
It's exciting. We're very familiar, with the exception of Skyline, and have played them before in my career, but we're really familiar with the rest of the district, and it's exciting. There've been some great rivalries that have formed during that, and just excited about playing these teams. And we're familiar with them, and they're familiar with us, and so it creates some great games. And there's a lot of good competition within this district, and we're excited about continuing that.
And of course, your non-district schedule. Coach Webb left you with something good, didn't he? He left you with one of the most. It's going to be a pretty difficult road there in non-district, but it's going to make this team even better down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an exciting non-district, and I can't tell you how many texts and calls I've received just saying, "Wow, that's a tough schedule." But if you look back over the course of our time here at Rockwall, it's what we've done, and it's something that we've been known for, and it's playing that tough non-district schedule. And our number one priority during non-district is to continue to get better every week. And we've just always viewed it as these games are preparing us for bigger games in the future. And we feel that by playing really, really good opponents, we're going to figure out our strengths and weaknesses a lot quicker than we would have otherwise. And so, our main goal during that non-district schedule is going to be to continue to get better. And of course, we know that we can compete with any of those teams on that schedule, and we will. But we want to just get better, and we want to be playing our best football by the end of district and rolling into the playoffs. And I think that's kind of become a real trademark of Rockwall football, is we play our best football in district and into the playoffs. And we think that that'll continue to be the same this coming season.
Absolutely, Coach. And I got to ask before we let you go here, as far as Rockwall High School in general, obviously the football program has tons of success. The other sports are having tremendous success as well. What is your vision for the athletic program here at Rockwall High School, and continuing to see that winning vision go forth here?
We have an incredible culture at Rockwall High School right now. And I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that everybody pulls in the same direction. All of our sports pull in the same direction, and it's just an overall feeling that we're all on the same team. And I would want to continue to cultivate that, continue to just make that just a high priority, that we're all on the same team and that we're all pulling in the same direction. And I mentioned this earlier and just talking about the community, but it's the same within our athletic department. It's like a family, and I would want to treat it that way, and continue really to grow that family mentality. I'm excited about being even more involved with the rest of our sports across the board, and both on the boys and girls side. It's exciting times, and right now I think just as an athletic department as a whole, we are functioning as on as high a level as we ever have in Rockwall, and I'm just excited to continue to grow that and just continue to grow that bond between all of our sports, and just push us on into the future.
Well, Coach, we appreciate everything you did for us here today. We wish you all the best of luck, and we can't wait to get started here, whenever that may be, coming up here pretty soon.
Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. Jacket fight never dies.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Have a great one and be safe.
Thanks.